Hello, I'm Brian Fox. This is my channel, I Hate Rock Music. Today I want to talk about Pete Ham of Badfinger. And of course, most people know one of the most tragic histories of a band in rock history. Three members killing themselves. Pete Ham killing himself with the failure of Badfinger, and at the age of 27, that magic number. And the other thing is, of course, everyone knows that Badfinger wrote some of the most classic rock songs of all time, just beautifully constructed, wonderful melodies, and really nice economical guitar work. And so that's all undeniable. But Pete Ham, I want to focus in on because not only did he have a beautiful voice that rivals that of Paul McCartney, but he was a consummate songwriter and he was constantly writing and he wrote all these wonderful, beautiful songs, and most of them are very melancholy and romantic. So he was definitely a sensitive, romantic person, and I can see why the tragedy of Badfinger really hit him hard, and he felt the need to kill himself. But one of the things that's interesting is him as a guitar player. So not only was he completely informed about chords and what chords can do and how to construct chords to make really beautiful, memorable songs, but he also was adept at both writing songs and playing guitar, and so knew how to construct these songs. And that kind of depth of knowledge of what a guitar can do is something that you practically have to be born with. And he had that instinct, and so the amazing amount of songs he wrote, which has become even more apparent because not only are all the songs on the Badfinger studio albums, but there's 3, 4, 5 albums of Pete Ham demos of tons of songs that were never released or never realized in the band format, including a lot of songs he was working on right up to the day he died. An amazing body of work and a true giant. But what I want to talk about specifically is what an astonishing guitar player he was. Because when you delve into Badfinger's work and you start listening to some of the solos that he did and then the guitar work that he did in a live setting, he's definitely one of the giants and completely unrecognized as a giant. And when people talk about great guitar players, his name doesn't come up, and it should, because the fact that he's such an astonishing singer, an astonishing songwriter, and then the fact that he can play electric lead guitar the way he could, what a complete giant. And there's some great examples, and I'll post a lot of this stuff below. But for example, his solos at the end of the song "Timeless," a song that starts off really quiet and slow, and then really builds up, and he does just amazing guitar work at the end that rivals anyone I've ever heard, including Clapton. And then he also contributes really incredible, almost Hendrix-like guitar work to the song Constitution. And the live versions of those demonstrated even further. And then there's another song called Suitcase, particularly the live version, where his guitar work is just incredible. And he used a lot of wah-wah. And people just don't think of Badfinger's guitar band or Pete Ham as that kind of guitar player, but he was. And he had a nice lineup with his rig too. He played a Fender Strat, a Gibson SG, a Gibson 330, a Gibson Les Paul Standard, and he used high watt amps. So he knew what he was doing as far as what equipment to use to get the right sounds. And you can hear the differences between a lot of guitar work he does depending on which guitar he's using. It definitely sounds to me like he's using a Strat on the song Constitution. But the live work really shows it off completely. They did a live version of "Feeling Alright" by Traffic, and they also did another um, song called "Only You Know and I Know," a cover. And when they did those songs live, they really stretched out. And Joey Molland was no slouch on guitar either. But when you hear Pete Ham come in, especially using a wah wah, his embellishments and his playing is just world class, just an amazing guitar player. So I know one YouTuber posted a video about that very fact, pointing out in Constitution that it was just an incredible guitar solo, and it is. And so that's one of the things that prompted me to examine Badfinger's work and go back and look at Pete Ham's guitar work. So you can separate it out because when you go through the tunes, there's definitely a lot of Joey Milland solos. But when Pete Ham steps up, you can really tell it's him, and you can tell it's something different. You can tell it's something special. So that's the point of my video, just talking about the fact that along with Pete Ham's other amazing God-given talents, the fact was he was a world-class guitar player that could go toe-to-toe with just about anybody, and that's an amazing fact. And I'm sorry, just thinking about Badfinger's work and how emotional it is, and the loss of Pete Ham still hurts to this day. So anyway, Pete Ham, incredible guitar player, and I'm giving him his due credit here. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.